I feel like, man, if we're gonna give Eminem his flowers, we gotta give Lil Dicky his flowers.
I don't know about that.
What?
If we have to give it, I don't know. Do you think they're in the same?
No, I'm not saying the same league, but like, my hate for Eminem. So I'm like, if we're gonna give Eminem anything, we gotta give Lil Dicky something. You know what I mean? Because so I didn't really have anything to say except for why is Lil Dicky on the list, other than he was in the freshman list. But like, I would have removed him from the equation entirely, not because he's white, because he don't rap no more.
No, and Lil Dicky is. So I listened in college. In college, one of my roommates was this white kid from Chicago, and he used to have hella weed, and he would always smoke me out, and we would watch. This nigga is dying, but he would always smoke me out, and we would watch Lil Dicky videos. So I fuck with Lil Dicky for a while, and I agree. Why is he here? Because he was a rapper, and I was thinking about him, like, why isn't like Lil Dicky here anymore? Like, why didn't he ever pivot? And it's because like his whole shit was just so self-deprecating. You know what I mean? His whole shtick, and what made him funny was being like, small dick, Jewish, white guy, cringe, haha, corny. And that can only take you so far. Like, dude was actually a solid rapper too, and that's my least favorite take to say. But dude,
he was an objectively good rapper. I feel like, man, if we're gonna give Eminem his flowers, we gotta give Lil Dicky his flowers.
I don't know about that.
What?
If we have to give it, I don't know. Do you think they're in the same?
No, I'm not saying the same league, but like, my hate for Eminem. So I'm like, if we're gonna give Eminem anything, we gotta give Lil Dicky something. You know what I mean? Because like, he is the perfect white rapper that's not Mac Miller.
Ooh, because he's so self-aware?
Because he's so self-aware, and because he actually wants to rap. Like, he doesn't want to like be a character. He wants to be a rapper.
But that's the thing. So actually, did you ever watch his show?
Yeah.
So I thought the first season of the show I thought was really good, and then after that I feel like it falls off a cliff.
It does, but it's still, the second season's still good.
No, for sure. But the thing it deals with in the show that like he deals with on like one or two songs that he like, or like freestyles he does, is like the whole first season. And why it's interesting is because it's about him balancing like, I want to be taken seriously as an artist, and also I come in doing this comedy thing, and you're like, that's what the show is about. So maybe he'll figure it out. You know what I mean? And it just feels like he never figures that out. And you're like, we see you struggling with it, and we see him at a show about it, but at the same time, he still hasn't put out a like Lil Dicky quote unquote serious album or anything.
How problematic is this sentence?
Oh boy, let's go.
Lil Dicky's show is the white Atlanta.
I mean, they're doing different things. You know what I mean?
That's because he's black and he's white. They have to do different things.
They're not. Yeah, but like one's a show about a rapper, and one's. I mean, I guess Atlanta is a show about Paperboy. But the point is, like, one's supposed to be a comedy, and one's supposed to be like trying to like actually make artistic. Like, I think Atlanta, I hold it in a different like category of show. Not to say it's better or worse, just to say I don't think they're shooting at the same target at all.
Yeah, you know I put Atlanta in the same section. I put the Boondocks on the show.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you're. What made it so funny is how real it was. You know what I mean? And that's like you said, a rare tier of show. The Lil Dicky. Let's do our rankings. Did you have him last? I'm guessing.
So of course.
Okay, so before I wanted to pull up a list of like all the statistics for everybody. So like as we're discussing it, we could have it. And so I asked ChatGPT to do that, and ChatGPT was like, "Oh, you want me to rank them?" So do you want to know what ChatGPT's ranking?
Yeah, let me see what ChatGPT said.
One, because I guess it's going off of commercial success, I'm guessing. One is 21 Savage, 2 is Uzi, 3 is Anderson Paak, 4 Kodak Black, 5 Yachty, 6 Designer, 7 Denzel Curry, 8 G Herbo, 9 Davies, 10 Lil Dicky. So if you had Lil Dicky, ChatGPT also does not validate Lil Dicky's career.
I'm rocking with ChatGPT this one time.
I'm embarrassed to say I do not have Lil Dicky in last place, and after this whole conversation, it's a little embarrassing. But let's just you do your 10 to 6, and I'll do my 10 to 6.
Okay, so like going from the bottom up.
Yeah, if that makes sense. Yeah.
I would have to go Lil Dicky, Dave East, G Herbo. It gets tough after that.
It gets dicey once you get into the like ones we care about.
I'll fuck with some Herb, but I don't know. I'm struggling where to put Designer, Anderson, and Denzel. Because I know you got Designer low on the list, but Designer is up there for me.
Designer, okay. So how I almost let out this episode was the fact that since I looked at this list the first time, I've been singing Timmy Turner in my head the entire day. Every quiet moment I get to myself is Timmy Turner.
Timmy wishing for a partner to kill everybody walking. You know,
it's a Negro spiritual. It's a Negro. He snuck it in. That song is crazy. Yeah. Okay. So I'll give you my 10 through 6. In 10, I have Dave East. 9. I don't know a Dave East song. Do you know a Dave East song?
No, but I've heard some good Dave East songs. He got some good music.
But that's why I had to put him at, because if we're including how much we care, I'm like, everyone else I've heard a song. This guy, I couldn't even tell you a song. So 10 Dave East, 9 Designer, 8 G Herbo, 7 Lil Dicky, and 6 21 Savage.
Lil Dicky over Herb is insane.
Yeah, that's the one I looked at. And I'm like, damn, they're gonna fry me for this one. But I guess so just say we put for the rankings. I told Zai put 50% your personal feelings, and then try to do 50% like how much success they've had, influence, yada yada yada. So for me, I don't think I've consumed a lot more Lil Dicky content on purpose than I have G Herbo content on purpose. G Herbo, I only think about, I'm going to be so real, he has a long legacy, career, all that. I can think of 3 songs that once the G Herbo verse comes on, I'm on to the next song. Off the top, I just don't like him. I just don't. He don't do it. He comes on the song OD angry, and it's always not the same energy as the other rapper. And it's like I could do a feature where you're just copying the nigga whose song it is, but he's always like, yeah, and we coming with the K, and I'm just like, man, that's just not you're on a Saba song. This is a Saba song. Why is G Herbo here?
The way he raps. He's always been like that, and it's been like a joke because he's a little bit off beat if you really pay attention. You know what I mean? And so, but I want to say a little bit. Nigga said he be missing.
I feel like that's how I feel. I'm like, it comes on. I'm like, you're doing the song wrong, bro.
But I definitely I know Lil G Herbo from back when he was Lil Herb, back when it was him and Lil Bibby. Like I watched him evolve into G Herbo and Swervo and shit. You know,
he goes back crazy far. I'm not gonna deny that, and like his impact to the drill scene and influence there. I'm not gonna. Yeah.
But that's what I was saying when you talking about like commercial success and like impact. His impact kind of overrides like everything else in his catalog or like in his description. Because in Chicago, niggas do want to be heard. Like niggas do look at him as like one of them. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so it's like same with niggas like I wouldn't even say one of them, but Herb is really not. I don't know. I don't want to speak on a nigga street cred, but from what I do understand, he is from where he from type shit, you know what I mean? And so like that him, Chief Keef, Lil Bibby, fucking Polo G. Well, Polo G was later. Who else was hot during that early
Dirk, King Los.
Dirk, King Los.
Yeah, I'm not. Was Montana from 300 from Chicago?
Yeah. Montana 300. That he was hot then
that
too.
Nigga had a run.
Yeah, he did have a run for a minute. But damn.
Are you trying to think of someone specifically?
No, I just realized I was just thinking in my head, rest in peace, FBG Duck. Because like that's who also had a run. You know what I mean? That's also who been around for a minute. And so I feel like when it comes to his impact and the impact of the drill scene in general, you know what I mean? Like they have to. I'm losing my train of thought. Anyways, they have to like recognize like the influence in the wave. You know what I mean? Like they really do like acknowledge where he put in, and drill music in general has taken over hip hop in so many different forms. And like I lost my train of thought. I don't want to just write it off like to be just some street drill shit. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to write it off like that. But I will say, going back to what I said earlier, having Lil Dicky over him is insane. Yeah. But I do understand what you're saying about like going to search for his music. Because like if you didn't listen to G Herbo, you don't listen to G Herbo. It's not like you're not finna go listen to him. You know what I mean? You're not finna go lock in on his music.
No, but what you're saying is why I felt. Because as soon as I looked at the list, I wrote, because I just did it while I was smoking outside real quick, and so I didn't put a ton of thought into it. And as soon as we talked, I was like, man, because like, what you're saying is so important too, right? Like the impact of drill and the fact that drill went over to the UK and went huge, and we got all them drill niggas, and then it came back over to Brooklyn, and we got Pop Smoke, all them niggas, and then it's dissipated since. That then.
Is crazy. You just pointed that out. Yeah, that is crazy when you think.
So if we're including influence, you're absolutely right. It's crazy to have, because it's not like I like a Lil Dicky songs either. I'm just like he's funny.
But I will say on the topic of Lil Dicky, I will say that like he deserves like credit. He was a good rapper, and the little respect that I could, not even the little respect I could give him, his show was funny, and I did listen. I did know some of his songs, like I don't know it now, but I did know some of his songs, and I got to give him credit for being artistic and being creative. You know what I mean? And like he can rap, he can spit some bars, or whatever, and his freestyles are funny.
His freestyles are funny and very good too.
Yeah, exactly, and very good. So it's like. I don't want to take nothing from him, but just off the strength of the fact that like he don't rap no more and he a white rapper, he got to go to the bottom of the list.
Do you have him? Okay. Do you have?
You got this. Go ahead.
No. So you have Designer over G Herbo?
I think I did say that. It'll be easier for me or better for me to go down from the top.
All right, let's go from the top then. I mean, we're already halfway through, so go from the top, and then we'll just hash it out.
So I got Yachty, 21, Uzi, Kodak, Anderson, Denzel, Herb, Designer, Dave, and Dicky.
Designer, Dave, and Dicky. All right. So what was the bottom five again?
Curry, Herb, Designer, Dave.
Herb, Designer, Dave. All right, and Dicky. So we have the bottom half is pretty much the same for us in whatever order. It's Dicky, Herbo, Designer, Dave East.
I think I would put Herb above Curry though.
You put Herb above Curry?
It depends. So what are we talking? Like lyrically, no. But again, if we're talking like things like impact and commercial success, I definitely would say so.
In terms of, but I guess just like, what has Herbo done in terms of, the reason I didn't have a big problem putting Lil Dicky over him was because I was like, well, at least Lil Dicky had that one song that was like a hit song. I don't know, but like, I'm not going to take away from the impact of G Herbo, but I'm like, how are people listening to him like that?
Yeah, we're not in the area where they play him on the radio. And when I got back to Dallas, I remembered how much the radio is. Radio is a thing in the Midwest and in the South. Like I forgot about that in the PNW. I got back, I was like, oh shit, niggas do still listen to the radio out here. Like, but depending on where you are, is depending on what you hear. And I imagine if you in somewhere like Illinois, somewhere up in that region up north, like you probably would hear more Chicago rappers than we would. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you'd hear a different sound because they like a different sound up there. And so the same way in the PNW, you hear different music. Like I heard a lot of West Coast music because that's the sound that they like out there.
Sure.
I don't particularly like it, but that's neither here nor there. But I feel like he like just off of like TikTok and mainstream like entertainment media for like I don't want to say hip hop heads, but for people who consume like trendy music, he has been on a couple hits like with features and shit. You know what I mean? And has some pretty good verses. He's been on like 2 with Polo G, and then he has a hit. I literally can't remember the name of it, but I heard it on the radio like multiple times.
Sure.
But he do got one. He got one.
Yeah. Okay, I feel it. Where'd you have Anderson .Paak?
He's number 5.
Okay. So your top 5 is Yachty, Uzi, Kodak, Paak, Savage?
Yeah.
Okay. I had similar. I think you're gonna disagree with my 1, and we can start there. At 1, I have Anderson .Paak. At 2, I have Uzi. 3, Kodak. 4, Yachty. 5, Denzel. 6, Savage. Then Dicky, Herbo, Designer, Davies. You laughed at my 1. I also have smoke with your 1. I feel like we have so much in common, but I can't. So I think, first of all, in the same way you said, like, why is Lil Dicky here? It's a little bit, why is Anderson .Paak here? Because, I mean, obviously I like him. I have him number 1 on this list, but it feels weird comparing him to like Lil Uzi. Yeah. You know, like we're just like they're not shooting at the same target. Though obviously they both fit under the umbrella of hip hop. Pac got his like start in the game working with Dr. Dre and shit. But to me, I don't think any of these guys have an album as good as Anderson .Paak's Malibu. I think. I mean,
so good.
Malibu's so good, and a lot of these guys have really solid albums that are like good, but also kind of flawed in some ways. I just don't think there's a flaw in Malibu, and honestly, maybe like 2 more of his albums. Now, like I said, based on the information ChatGPT has given me, like from a commercial standpoint, he's behind Uzi and Savage, but if you want to include Grammys, Pac's the only one with any Grammys, and he has 8.
That's white validation.
Sure. But if we're looking at commercial success, these are all rappers, and who's spinning a lot of rap?
That's fair.
Who are a lot of Uzi's fans?
That's fair. But I feel like, how to say it, like...
So I think Pac is 1, but I don't necessarily think it's fair to have him in this, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But going back to what we're talking about, the freshman list was just who was hot at the time. Mm-hmm. And that's who was the hottest on the scene at the time. But that's whose name was buzzing the most. I think Pac had just dropped Malibu in 2016, didn't
he? Yeah. Around that time.
Yeah. And so, like, that's why his name was buzzing. And that Dicky, oh, shit. My shit started doing text to speech. I'm looking at our conversation.
Dicky?
He's he shouldn't be there. You know what I mean? He had this. What was he doing at the time? He had that sway freestyle.
He had the sway freestyle. I don't remember what year, but he had that song with Chris Brown where they both like did the body swap. And I don't know if this was
Freaky Friday. Ain't that what it's called?
Yeah. That was like his biggest commercial moment, and I think that might have been around this time.
That was the thing that sent him up, which is crazy because I don't think I've ever heard that song.
That's how I felt. That song was huge, and I didn't even like avoid it on purpose. I'm just like, I
just never heard it.
I don't need that. But yeah, it came and went, and I was like, I wonder what that was.
I never listened to it. I remember seeing like not even seeing, like hearing that the video was cool. You know what I mean? And I remember thinking the same thing, like, I don't really need to see that. Like that's not really gonna satisfy anything for me. And so
I never heard moments where Chris Brown, his manager, his PR people, his agents, the best. We should all want Chris Brown's agents because that nigga gets the like most fine. You know what I mean? We all know. And he just gets listen, this isn't me, like, we're too far gone to be like, stop Chris Brown.
You just don't like Chris Brown. You really don't like
I don't. Listen, I earnestly, Chris Brown, damn, I hate this. Why are we doing this?
You hate him. Like, it's okay to just say you don't like him.
See, I don't hate him. His first two albums, nothing but hits on those. To me, earnestly, nothing but hits. What's that song? I need you, boo. I gotta see you, boo. And a heart. Amazing. Like, truly one of the best R&B songs of our life. I'm not here to do that. I'm just here to say we all know what he did. I'm not even saying cancel him. I'm just saying we all know what he did. And those people still get him job after job. And in the meetings, people are like, hey, so, and they're always, they just have a pitch for like, oh, no. You know what I mean? That's all I'm pointing out. I don't hate the nigga. I mean, I'm not trying to be his friend or like cap for him in any way, but it's not based in hate.
When what you just said made me just think about the fact that his whole, not even his whole, but like everything you just said is just some strong misogynoir. Because it's like the only reason he didn't get Me Too is because the women he abused were black.
Of course.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
how quickly did they get Jonathan Majors out of everything? And that wasn't even Rihanna. We don't know that woman's name.
At all. Like, and she chased him. And
they took everything from that man. Again, not saying right or wrong, but it's complex. But if it's a white woman, you're done, buddy. It could be the most famous black woman in the world, and people are like, yeah, get on this song with Lil Dicky. It's gonna be huge. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, you made me sing Chris Brown on my own podcast, man. Don't do that.
Hey, man, you chose to bust it out. You didn't even get the words right or know the song either. Like, you could have just said you don't like them. Like, it's okay.
No, I'm not. You're trying to bait me. We're done. We're moving past Chris Brown. You like Yachty that much to have him on? You like Yachty that much? Because it has to be. I don't think it's arguable that like 4 or 5 people here have like had better like commercial quote unquote careers. So you're really just.
So this is my thing with like what are we talking about when it comes to commercial careers? Because Yachty came from literally trash. When we first heard him, he was like a laughing stock in hip hop. You know what I mean? Like nobody was taking him seriously. And he went out of, me personally, I feel like he went out of his way to get better. Like 21 did. You know what I mean? Like he went out of his way to get better. But I feel like his fan base is huge. And I feel like we don't give like a lot of credit to how big he is overseas, because he is huge overseas. Mm-hmm. So when we're talking about like commercial success, I'm like, what are we gauging it in? And then if we're talking about like impact and influence, there's so many artists that I literally wouldn't know if it wasn't for him. But then these artists go on to have like careers, and they like not necessarily come up under him, but he is definitely like finding like A&R and shit. You know what I mean? And so it's like, you got to like, I don't know, you got to respect that. And then he writes pretty much everything that Drake has put out in the last 2 years.
That's pretty good.
Or wrote everything. Huh?
Yeah, no, that's a pretty good argument.
And so it's like we got like the shit that Drake put out in the last 2 years. Granted, he got washed with the Kendrick beef. You got to have that disclaimer.
Sure.
But everything he put out in the last 2 years has legitimately, in my opinion, been fire.
Yeah, no, I think you could argue that the best part of the Drake and 21 Savage album is Yachty. If you know about how much of the stuff he wrote on that, like my favorite song, the 2 or 3 of my favorite songs on there I found out are Yachty demos.
When I found out that he wrote Jumbo shit, Jumbo Chop shit, I was hurt. I was hurt.
I was like, what? I was hurt, and then I'm like, yeah, Drake's not this cool. Drake's not this cool.
It's like what really hurt me is that he didn't change any words. Like, it's one thing, like not even one thing. It is already atrocious to have like a ghostwriter. But if you go like legitimately absorb some shit and not put your own sauce on that shit at all, besides your voice, like I don't know, that was just kind of, that hurt me. Like that was over cringe. Cause like, you remember that video I sent you with that nigga dancing, right?
Yeah.
Like it's hard to be a Drake fan these days. It is hard. It's rough out here.
But we've known about that since Meek put out the Quentin Miller doing Running Through the Six with My Woes.
Yeah, that's fair. I was saying, like, I was also hurt when I found that out. I was also hurt. Like, I was also hurt.
Again, yeah, it was like deja vu. Like, damn, every time I think, oh, wow, Drake's the coolest again, it's like, nah, he just found
somebody else.
Very cool.
Somebody else,
but
right.
On it, like, that's, if this was a different genre, any other genre of music, that wouldn't be a thing people use to take away from them.
No,
right or wrong, it is what it is.
But what I think is, and it's so crazy because we allow white people to enter hip hop to like avoid, like, I want to say avoid criticism, but like, just milk hip hop and then transition into like their desired like audience. You know what I mean? Just like, because half of the desired audience also listen to hip hop, which is just, I really feel like, we need to put some gates up. I don't want to say niggas can't.
We can't have a conversation about hip hop without getting to this point at some point.
But I definitely feel like his influence, when it comes to his influence, Yachty has been on so many people's tracks. Like you can just hear like his, like, to me anyway, the nigga has evolved. I'm like, when I hear his new shit, I'm like, man, if I could go back 5 years and predict that you'd be making this shit, I would have never believed it. You know what I mean? And so, but yeah, he go hard now. I got to give him that. You know what I mean? And it's been a minute since I found a random Yachty song that I didn't like. And I will say every song that I've liked by him in the last like 2 years has been like shit that I randomly saw on YouTube or whatever. But if I see something that he made and I'm like, oh, I haven't heard this, I'm gonna listen to it. You know what I mean? And so, but he ain't really missed. At least, I don't know. That's my opinion. But I know people.
I think he's put out like, I like, because he's been on this little run he's been on for almost 2 years at this point. And here's the thing. He's put out a lot of songs. And as someone who like is like a connoisseur, I've checked out a lot of them. And some of them are whatever. Some of them I haven't come back to. I'll just say that. But yeah, I think looking at this, it is fascinating that you said that, because I don't think you could argue that he's the artist that's evolved or grown or like improved their sound out of all of these guys more than anyone. Because everyone, I won't say sounds the same, but they sound like a more mature version of themselves. But Yachty, who do you think sounds this? I think there's someone on this list I know who's grown the least as an artist, but we don't have to talk about Savage like that.
No, yeah, I was gonna say Uzi.
What? No,
I was gonna say Uzi.
Uzi's
just because, no.
You said you think Uzi's like grown his sound the least?
Yeah.
Why? Why do you say that?
Because it just all sounds the same to me.
Like,
but I ain't gonna sit here and act like there ain't Uzi songs that I like. There's some Uzi songs like Free Uzi.
I was surprised I thought you might have Uzi one, honestly, because I know there's some Uzi songs you love.
Yeah. There are some Uzi songs that I love, but I say that to say he has changed the least. Like, what is that? What is it? What is the name of that nigga's albums?
Lil Uzi Vert vs. the World, The Pink Tape, EA, Love is Rage, Love is Rage 2.
Love is Rage 2.
Yeah, Love is Rage 2 is that shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Love is Rage 2 is really, really good. And that's like that. I'll probably play that album, no skips. You know what I mean? And it's like, and the one he got with Pluto, the one he got with Future.
Yeah.
That album goes harder than a bitch, too.
Yeah.
But how to say? I feel like he just sound the same. I feel like Uzi ain't never really not sounded like Uzi, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Now that I'm thinking about it, like he, I guess he came into the game having a versatile sound, and his sound is still versatile, but it hasn't like changed up. You know what I mean? Like he came into the game being able to do the bars thing and the melody thing, and that's still kind of just what he does. So I think that's fair.
I feel like when he came into the sorry, my cat's fucking trying to climb my wall. When he came into the scene with the freshmanship, he was already matured. He was already like the artist he was gonna be. And I feel like when you look at that cipher, granted everybody talks about that shit being the trashiest or whatever, but like out of everybody being the most comfortable and in their zone on that trash ass beat, like Kodak said, it was Uzi. You know what I mean? And so it's like you could tell that like that he just had his theme, you know what I mean? And it never really changed. It didn't have to change though. It has made him millions upon millions to where he was putting diamonds in his fucking forehead. So It's like
I think he can be, and it doesn't go well a lot of the time. That's the problem. Is Uzi actually is super experimental? Because did you listen to Pink Tape or EA2?
No.
The last two albums, EA2, some trash. Easily his worst album. Painful to get through. I'm not gonna speculate, but he was tweaking. Pink Tape, like he just clearly was tweaking, and it's like whatever, man. But Pink Tape is like 25, 30, something like one of those huge amounts of song albums, and there's probably like 6 or 7 tracks that I think are like some of the best Uzi, and then like 4 or 5 that are solid, and then like 10 that are like I'll never listen to you again. But they're super experimental though is the thing. If you heard the new shit, the single that's out right now, that shit's on some like, I don't know, that shit's, it's like the sample is like a French song, or like maybe it's some like Japanese shit. Sound really dumb right now because those are very different things, but it's in a different language, and it's like what's the Just Wanna Rock? It's like Jersey, it's like Jersey Club. So like even and with Just Wanna Rock too, like he tries different sounds, and on Pink Tape,
I Just Wanna Rock is only fire because of the video. Actually, let me say that the song is fire. The video made it hit so much harder though.
I think it's the kids, man. Kids just tweaked over that song. A kid can't not do that if they hear that song. Like you've seen it. You see it like if a song would come on and the kids just oh.
It's crazy because like he made that
for sure,
and then that shit became a dance move.
Yeah, and that shit's huge. And I don't know if it. I mean, it's kind of crested now, but that shit was huge. So I think. I think. I'll say this: he's done. To me, he's changed more than 21 Savage. To me, 21 Savage is the one. Well, like nothing against 21 Savage. I listened to the new album. I listened to Savage Mode, the first one this week. Not like the production's bigger and scarier, and Metro Boomin clearly has a nicer studio, but it's like there's no lyrically. There's nothing that he's thrown in terms of like. There's songs where you're like, man, if you would just rap faster some of the time on this, because it's like we both like, you like I Am Greater Than I Was, right? Yeah. There's songs on that where it's like the energy. I know there's the ones. What's the one song you really like on that one?
Fuck, I got it.
But you know what I'm talking about, right? Where like the energy goes crazy on the second half.
Yeah.
Where it's like there's so many songs where I'm like waiting for him to do that because I'm like, okay, this is nice, but like if he really turned up on this beat, that would be tight. And he just doesn't that much.
I think that's like how to say like. That's like if you listen to Issa, that was his energy. You know what I mean? Like he would have no one said the darkest and grimiest songs, but like his songs would be relatively dark and relatively like depressing and like hard as fuck. But he would never match that energy vocally. You know what I mean? Like he would never ever like bring that like grimy energy to the song. He would just rap. And I feel like it goes back to the point where I think, I want to say back to the point. I think out of all the rappers ever, 21 Savage is the most regular nigga. Yeah, I think he's the most
for sure. For sure. He's the most like, oh, y'all really think this sounds good?
Shit.
I truly wasn't trying at all.
I truly wasn't trying.
But if people will buy it, yeah, whatever. Sure.
But I do believe that, like, you know, that's his whole thing, is like the low energy and like not being like super overcharged and super overhyped. But also, I feel like when you talk about evolution, his content lyrically to me has evolved a lot. Cause like, I'll take that back. No, I won't take that back. I feel like he had a lot lyrically, to the sense where like maybe the core of his content hasn't changed, because it's always gonna be street shit, because that's what he is. You know what I mean? So it's like, but the way he raps about it now is different. You know what I mean? Like, it is like, how to say it? Like, I can only gauge evolution off of potential. You know what I mean? Like, or like off of expectations, or like what I thought they would be, and if they surpassed that or not. You know what I mean? And so I feel like 21 has evolved in the way, like, you know how Geodude turns into the fucking big rock, and then the big rock turns into the giant rock. Like, that's 21. Now he the giant rock. You know what I mean?
Onyx is Onyx the biggest one.
Yeah, Onyx is the biggest. I don't know who to say. I know Geodude, Gravel, and Onyx. And but yeah, he's Onyx now. He came in as Geodude. He literally came in as Geodude. Sure. Yeah. And then he evolved into Gravel, and then now he's fucking Onyx.
He's like, same shit. It's just bigger. You know,
just bigger.
The perspective is from up here now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I listened to the. Because he did the Big Bang podcast, and it was definitely interesting to listen to him talk about his perspective on things. And I did definitely feel like listening to him like speak now and speak on street shit and speak on, you know, thug shit and all this shit. Like, it's definitely clear he's matured and his perspective has changed. And I agree, you can see some of that perspective change in the music, where it's like, it's still glorifying it, but there's also like the awareness of like the damage and like the shadow of all the stuff that's happening.
Yeah.
However, it still feels like the same shit to me.
That's fair. That's fair. So, your number one is Anderson over Yachty, and then who's your number two?
Uzi.
Yeah, Uzi's my number 3. 21's my number 2.
And then I had, because here's who I had 3, and like, I think you could maybe argue up to 1. If someone had Kodak 1, I would listen, is all I'm saying. Because Kodak, as soon as you start going through the songs and the catalog, you're like, Kodak's kind of been putting in a lot of work for a long time, and kind of is really influential, and kind of has been really culturally pervasive, and has worked with everybody. Like, literally everybody has worked with Kodak at some point. And if you want to look at his feature on Mr. Morale and what that said, I think that, you know, not to glaze Kendrick, but having Kodak in that spot, I think elevated him in a way.
Definitely did.
So yeah. So I think Kodak, I had him above Yachty, Savage, etc. But yeah, and not someone whose music I listen to the most. I listen to Yachty and Savage a lot more than I listen to Kodak. But I think, and whatever weird shit he's done aside, I think Kodak is like one of the most solid rappers in the game, honestly.
Yeah, no, definitely. I got him number 4. I got him over Paak.
Okay.
I just feel like like the same thing you said with Kodak, I feel like he, for Florida, he is everything. You know what I mean? Like, and all the sound that's coming out of there, in a way that Trick Daddy was. You know what I mean? And so it's like if he wasn't just strung out right now, which is sad to see, you know what I mean? And I feel like people talk about him like he's washed, because we done seen him so damn bad, you know what I mean? And so it's like, But I feel like there's always potential for a comeback if he stay alive long enough.
And
but,
it also feels like a cycle, unfortunately. Like I feel like we've seen Kodak go back and forth a couple of times.
Yeah.
And again, it's sad, and you know, it's one of those things where it's like it's hard to get your head right when you're like a famous rapper type shit. Like I can't imagine.
It's even when you're not, like, if you just a successful nigga, like you got money and you not all together, it's hard to get right in that space, especially when that space is new. You know what I mean? When it's like, I feel like if the nigga wasn't a rapper and he had like all this money, he would still be like having the same struggles. You know what I mean? And so I also think it's sad that, like, because he's a rapper, we blame him for his struggles, which, I don't know, personal accountability is always a thing. Did I say that right? Yeah. Personal accountability is always a thing. But I feel like knowing where he come from and knowing the gratification that we gave his experience in that lifestyle, like, I think it's unfair to hold him to the standard of like not being like together, you know what I mean? Or like not having it all together. Cause like you said, like it ain't really, if you a famous rapper, it's really, really hard to get your shit together if it's not already together.
Yeah.
Cause you got the world coming at you so fast. But I also feel like, I don't know, man. I feel like Kodak is probably, out of everybody on this list, like personally, out of like who I listen to, would be on the bottom of my list.
Yeah.
Dave East would be on the bottom of my list.
If you're listening to this, please send us a Dave East song.
I don't think nobody knows the Dave East song.
No. You listen to G Herbo more than you listen to Kodak?
Yeah. Okay. Or I would listen to G Herbo before I listen to Kodak.
Okay. Interesting. So you had, what do you have, Denzel? 6 or 7?
6.
6. I had him at 5. I wanted to put him higher than I put him, but it was hard to justify.
Same.
Once you get into the top 5, because of this reason that I think it's kind of, I don't know if it's a shame, but indicative of the state of rap at this point in 2016, and certainly at this point now. I don't really think there's a question that Denzel's the best rapper on this list, and we both have him at like 5 and below.
Yeah. I think, like that's, you got to factor in that factor. I was going to say that the entire conversation, the best rapper on the list is Denzel Curry by far.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like commercial success, you cannot justify his placement in the top 5. You just cannot.
No, for sure.
And so it's like, but I don't know, man. I feel like that sucks because he is the best rapper.
That's how I felt too. I was like, man, at least I only have him 2 spots away from Lil Dicky. That's why I feel. I don't know. You have any more thoughts? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we've said a lot about this.
What about my boy Designer?
Designer, I had at 9. It's hard to put him high. Where'd you have him?
I have him at 8.
Yeah, it's hard to put him higher just because he doesn't have that many songs. Like if Designer had like,
he got a lot of shit now though. He been putting out his own shit. Yeah, he been putting out his own shit independently. And I'm not gonna hold you. Some of it he's rapping now. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, I ain't gonna sit here and be like, oh, he's just barring niggas out, but he making hits. He making like very silent hits. And I think what he's not doing is, I don't think he wanna go the same huge route because he couldn't maintain it. He started to like crash out. And I think he like realized that he's like, I'm not built for like the over the top like success and doing an interview run and doing all the fucking talks and shit. Like he wasn't built for that. And I'm not even say he can't do it because his personality is insane. But he literally couldn't. He wasn't handling it well. We was watching that nigga turn into like a shell of himself. Yeah. And nobody cared because he was Designer.
Yeah, no. The last thing, I hadn't heard anything about him musically since that like really weird story.
On the plane.
Yeah, it came out a couple of years ago, and it was at that point. It was like, praying for the man because it clearly sounded like he was going through some shit. But no, I mean, from Panda to Timmy Turner, and I think he had a song called Outlet. When he came out,
Outlet is hard.
I was
Outlet
locked
is
in.
hard.
I was fully locked in.
Outlet is hard. I did that whole song word for word.
Yeah, and which is impressive. If you haven't heard that song, it's very impressive because he's definitely not saying words the whole time. There's a lot of just sounds you're having to decipher and repeat back.
No, facts. But hey, I feel like Designer is doing what Playboi Carti started doing, but Playboi Carti started like transition and was doing it better. Because there was a time in Playboi Carti's career, or I think Die Lit and the album right after Die Lit is like 40% ad lib.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean? It's like it's literally not the song. The words in the song are not the focus of the song. The energy of the song is the focus of the song. And I think that's what it is with Designer every time. I think it's like you're not supposed. I don't say you're not supposed to, because he do write his lyrics. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He clearly got stuff he was trying to say to people, but that ain't the focus of the song. The focus of the song is his energy, and I feel like I feel like that like the epitome of that was Outlet. Where it was like this is Designer as we know him. You know what I mean? But then I forgot what came out after Outlet. There was a couple songs. There was like an album that came out after Outlet.
Yeah,
that I really liked.
I remember that vaguely.
Yeah, I can't remember. There's a couple songs after Outlet that I really like, but I wanted to put him higher on the list too because personally, I think if we're talking about like, I guess this is kind of unfair, but I feel like if anybody wasn't supposed to be on the list or wasn't supposed to make it from the list, it was Designer.
You mean like he was looking the most like a one-hit wonder?
Yeah.
Shit? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because especially with how much of like, did you think Panda was Future the first time you heard it?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, like when your first song is like, oh, you're just like, not even this sounds kind of like, no, we think this is the nigga Future.
I don't think that he was trying to sound like that though. I think that was genuinely like his, like this. That was the song he made. I don't think he had Future in mind, and I think that's just how he sounds.
I mean, I think he had Future in mind. I don't think he was thinking about rapping like Future. You know what I mean? Like, it's impossible to imagine that at that point he had never in his life heard a Future song like Future.
Yeah, I wouldn't ever deny that. I feel like everybody heard a Future song.
So I don't think he was doing that, but it was in his brain for sure. Like, you don't end up with that without, somewhat of a reference point. Yeah, no, I will tap into the new Designer. I didn't think that's a sentence I would be saying in the year of our Lord, 2026.
So, on like, maybe I'm wrong to bring this into the tangent because I don't like white rappers. But what's up with the hate for Jack Harlow? I just
you talking to me or just generally?
Just in general.
Well, white rapper. You asking this question is crazy. By the way,
I know.
What do you mean?
I like Jack Harlow though. I like Jack Harlow.
But you understand the
I don't get
to
it.
dunk on a white rapper.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about it is he also like he had the same problem that like Ice Spice had. I know they're very different people, but it was in that moment where like TikTok was so powerful in terms of like controlling what was hot musically and like in whatever narrow window of pop culture people on the internet pay attention to, where they were both just pushed so hard for 3-4 months. Like, I'm surprised. I keep thinking it's gonna happen with Timothée Chalamet because every time he puts out a movie, I'm like, man, I cannot open up my phone without
seeing that shit.
Yeah. So people get sick of that. And personally, also here's the problem. He had all that hype and then the album he put out was bad. At that point, the album he put out was bad. So that's what like people were like, "Oh, this is the hot shit." Do you remember that song First Class?
I like First Class.
That is an awful take. That song is dog shit. And this is the perfect example too. When that when the TikTok hit of him listening to it in the studio, it destroyed the app. Everyone's like, we got Billie Jean Part 2 is on the way. And that song came out. And he's just so nonchalant and weird on it. Like, that's my problem with it. The beat's kind of fine, but it's just so nonchalant and like tossed off.
So that's my thing. I feel like I've been listening to Jack Harlow since Dark Knight. Like,
you're so weird. You're so weird. You're so weird, bro. I don't get you. I don't get you at all.
I listened to Gazebo, fucking what's that album he got? Confetti.
Don't nobody know. I listened. Don't nobody know but you.
But yeah, I listen to his music, and so I like. He's always had that like nonchalant, like how to say. He is the type of white rapper that makes me comfortable, like Mac Miller. Like, if that makes sense.
Because he's not trying to do the barring you up.
He's not trying to do the
white boy type shit.
Yeah, he's just a regular rapper. You know what I mean? But he is a very regular schmegular rapper. I won't ever be like he just dropping the hardest bars ever. But he has said some shit. I'm like, that's kind of hard. You know what I mean? But like, he ain't Mac. Mm-hmm. I feel like clearly. I feel like Mac has ruined. Like, he did the same. He has done the same thing that Eminem has done to white rappers, but in the best way possible. Because like Eminem destroyed the potential for white rappers to not be him.
Sure.
And then Mac has also done the same thing, where it's like, if you don't sound like that, we probably not listening to you, folks.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not tapped into. Has there been any white rapper to pop up since Jack Harlow? Oh, I guess Ian. Ian's definitely not. Ian's definitely like swag Ian? White boy. We talk about Ian a lot too. Ian's swag white boy. So it's different.
It is different. Only reason why I like Ian, I don't say I like Ian. The only song I know by Ian is
Hate Me with Yachty. This is the third time we have this conversation. And it always comes back to Yachty, of course.
It always comes back to Yachty, yo. Yachty, and that's why I have him at number one.
So how are you defending the nonchalant flow? You were saying he's just always had it?
Yeah. He's just always like, he is just a regular. I don't how to say it. I don't like when white rappers try to be too much or something, if that makes sense. Like, just be you. And if it's ass, it's ass. You know what I mean? But like, if it's not, then it's not. And I feel like Mac is the perfect example of that. And I was maybe M, but I feel like M was a character the entire time. I don't know if he was the.
I feel like it was true to him, but it's just a different energy completely.
Yeah. But I appreciate that. I appreciate when you just rapping. Yeah. When you're not trying to like just rap. You ain't got to try to be a street white boy.
Well, yeah, I guess the thing is, like, if you're M, you have a chip on your shoulder because of where you come from. Like, you know what I mean? The chip on your, like, they made a movie about why he had a chip on his shoulder type shit. And not a lot of.
Who gives a fuck?
Not me. I'm just saying that's why his perspective that's why he is the way he was. Like, Mac Miller wasn't battling anybody, and they weren't like coming for his like family. You know what I mean? I don't know what happened. I haven't seen 8 Mile. So I don't know what happened, but I don't think that happened to Mac Miller.
Nah, I feel like I don't know, man. Mac has destroyed all white rapper potential for me. Like, if you, that's just maybe me. It's like, if you don't sound like that or make me feel comfortable like that, I can't listen to. You know what I mean? Like, I can't.
I can't listen to you. I guess musically it was such a head fake for me because you're saying like he's chill, but what was Jack Harlow? The song that got Jack Harlow on was "What's Poppin'," which was very I'm swag white boy.
I didn't like What's Poppin'.
I didn't either, but that's the song.
I didn't like What's Poppin'. What's Poppin' got on my nerves the second or third time I heard it. I'm like, I'm tired of this shit already. Like, I don't need to hear it. Like, and they try to put the baby on it. Like, the baby don't redeem the song.
They put Tory and Wayne, which is like kind of a perfect storm of niggas I do not need to hear right now. With all due respect to all their catalogs.
I feel like that was his falsest attempt to like be a rapper in my opinion, because he like literally tried to find like, it felt like intentional of trying to find problematic spitters.
Oh, for sure.
Like people who can rap but are also a little problematic. You know what I mean? Because like you could have picked literally anybody
almost
else.
Anybody.
Anybody
no
else.
One was working with Tory Lanez.
You could have put anybody else. And he didn't. That's who he picked. But I also feel like maybe that was the label. I don't know, because when he was making independent music, his sound was so different. Like, sure. And like, I'm not compelling anybody to go back and listen to his older shit, but like, if you do, he don't sound like this. He don't sound like this is all very commercial. But I will say I do like First Class. I do like the fucking Love on Me shit. I do like that song.
Oh yeah, that I'd say Loving on Me, that's cool. I don't have a problem with it. I listened to his, like, he put out a little project after the album that flopped called like Jackman, and he was just rapping on it for like a half hour, and I really liked it. So I'm not out on him as a rapper. But
that's what I'm saying. People like,
you're asking why people don't fuck with him because he was white, and then when he showed up, when he was white, right? Already, people are gonna be like, and then he makes a song like "What's Poppin'." That's how he gets on a song like "What's Poppin'," where he's swag white boy. So then if you're me and you don't really know who he is, all you've known him as is swag white boy. All you're seeing him online as is swag white boy. The album comes out and he's like, just doing me. I'm just from Kentucky. I mean, but he also has the Churchill Downs with Drake. He's also I think that's probably the problem on that project is he's trying to walk the line, probably because of like the label and like the I'm hot on TikTok, all that. I gotta do a little bit of swag white boy. When like you're saying, it's better when it's just like this is just some rap and not me being like you know what I'm talking about, right? He's like, man, shut up, dog.
Yeah, that's where his ad libs on that album. There's like, I don't know, man, because like as somebody who is made like ad libs are not hard, but they have to be authentic. You know what I mean? Like they don't
easy to fuck up, easy to sound corny.
Exactly, and so it's like. I do feel like the little weird chuckle that he does and some of the shit that he says, it's like these shits don't hit. This ain't you. Don't do this.
Yeah.
Don't do this. But isn't Vince coming out with a new album?
Vince Staples?
Yeah, or did he just drop a new album?
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen anything about that. If he is, I'd be very interested.
Yeah.
How do we get to Jack Harlow? Oh, you didn't understand why people hated on Jack Harlow? That was just in the ether.
And bringing up Timothy, how do you feel about the whole Sinners versus Marty Supreme conversation? Have you been paying attention?
It's just hard to pay attention to like any Sinners discourse because it's always like, well, this is just racism. You know what I'm like?
I'm so tired.
Like it's just racist. Like I don't have to tap in for that.
I'm so tired of white people doing the Kendrick thing that they do with all black art.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember I told you Kendrick put out black Bibles for white folks.
Yeah.
And so it's like, that's what they turn every fucking core, like, where blackness is the core of the movie. They always turn it into like, oh, like this is the thing we need to all lock eyes on and pay attention to, which is like, I don't know. I don't know.
So you feel like it's getting attention, it's getting all this like praise because people are like, because I guess I saw someone say essentially that Sinners got all these nominations, whatever, because of white guilt. Is that how you feel?
Yes.
But you don't think it got all those based on merit?
No. I definitely feel like if you asking me, it deserves more and they should win. It has been the best movie that has been put out in the last, for me personally, the best, like, not vampire flick or whatever, but the best like movie based in a sense of substance.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it had a message that it was trying to get across and an allegory that it was going to show it through, and it did it flawlessly. You know what I mean? And so it's like, in my personal opinion, that movie deserves all the merits. You know what I mean? But I know that we just know. You know what I mean? Like it's not even like how I feel. Like we know that the white people are talking about this, and we also know that white people talking about it is the reason why it's being talked about, because we've been talking about it since it dropped. It wasn't until it got put in competition with, I don't, from what I've heard about the movie, and I don't know if I'm gonna watch it. I feel like I need to watch it to have a proper opinion about it. But I don't really care to, because I mean, I don't dislike Timothée Chalamet, but he ain't been in nothing where I'm like, you fucking killed it,
Yeah, that's how
bro.
I
You know what I
feel.
mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like, I mean, I also haven't seen Dune, which is supposed to be
I
movie.
saw the first Dune, and I had no desire to see the second. So
That confirms everything. But I do feel like, you know, the focus on it right now is because when white people have something that is very, very white put in like to juxtaposition to something that is very, very black, based off the climate now, the loudest white voices always like express their white guilt and like praise the black thing. And it is, for me, it should be uncomfortable for everybody involved. It's uncomfortable for me, you know what I mean, as a black person to see this, and it's like, do you like the movie, or does the movie make you feel bad? And you feel like you got to tell me that you like it.
yeah,
Because like you don't, and if it make you feel bad, it shouldn't. You know what I mean? It's a movie, and if it, I don't know, knowledge, like being aware, you shouldn't be able to feel bad if you're aware of the allegory it's making. You know what I mean? Or like the message is getting across. Because like, not to be like, oh, you're not one of those white people, but like if you're not, you're not. You know what I mean? So it's like you don't have to. I don't know. Like it doesn't have to be. I don't like it being propped up by white guilt. I don't. And I don't want it to be taken down. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm saying like it doesn't deserve to be up, but I want it to be up there because it is objectively a great film. And you know it's white guilt because the powers that be don't feel guilty. And that's why it's a competition. You know what I mean? Because it's the people who do feel guilty who are trying to be like, no, don't make the wrong decision again. You know what I mean? And so it's like I'm tired of that debate. Like don't put us in the middle and don't make us your topic of debate.
sure. Yeah,
And
I get that. It's like I tried to do a joke about it for a while, and I still might. But the premise of the joke is like I don't understand why white people like Kendrick Lamar, because it's like every white person that tells me To Pimp a Butterfly is like their favorite album. I'm like, what?
Why?
Yeah, what are you? And again, not to say you have to be black to appreciate it, but like a part of watching Sinners that is so resonant is being black and being able to put yourself in the shoes of the people and being like, damn, what would I choose to be a vampire? Would I choose to be a slave? Like type shit. Like you have to. It's impossible to not watch the movie through that lens and kind of go back and forth a lot. And I think that's what the movie wants you to do. And I don't know. I guess white people can do that. This is a good faith conversation, but like I earnestly don't know. And I guess like looking at it, when I see a story, it's hard, right? Because all the stories, white movies, I've been able to place myself in the shoes of protagonists in white movies, right? But their stories aren't explicitly about the white experience. You know what I'm saying? It's just about like being, an astronaut.
Person.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
being
not. So it's not a 1-for-1 thing, and it's hard for me to understand, like you're saying, how something that's so specifically tied to a specific experience in this country can resonate for someone who hasn't had that specific experience. Like, not to say you don't get it, but like, if you're a white person who loves To Pimp a Butterfly, you had to listen to like the Dissect podcast, or you had to like read some online, because you can't know all the little like ins of black culture and all the, historical samples and things that are being alluded to, because those aren't a part of your culture. Like even as black people, there's parts we had to, but if you're white, you have to start from like a blank canvas of, okay, like what's the, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I definitely feel like, I just like that's my thing too. Like Twitch was saying, like there was a conversation around goofy ass. There was a conversation around, is is the white woman a white woman? You know what I mean? Because her grandfather was black or some shit like that, or her great grandpa was black or something like that. Like, because in those times she would be considered a black woman, and that's why she was around black people, because the one drop rule. She would be considered a black person, and so like, but for all intents and purposes, today she wouldn't be. And I wonder, like, are white people even able to grasp the like levity of that conversation? That's why she's there, to have that conversation. That she could have been anything else. She could have been Latin. She didn't have to be the one drop rule. You know what I mean? Like, she didn't have to literally be the embodiment of that. So it's like, I feel like you were saying, like, the movie is made to make you go back and forth, but I also feel like it's made to like regurgitate the message of the Black experience in a way that like is not, how to say, like, so hard to digest for like everybody, you know what I mean? For Black youth, for older Black folk, for like white people, apparently for white people, you know what I mean? It's like, but yeah, I just feel like it deserves all the merits. And I don't know if I'm gonna watch Marty Supreme. Have you seen it?
No. If I'm on a plane and it's on the plane I'm on, I will consider it. And this is not I feel the same way as you. I've just never cared about anything he's in. I'm not a big movie guy.
Isn't it about a ping pong nigga?
Yeah, so it's by some like cool directors or whatever. It's like A24. If you like movies, it's for you. I'm not a big movie nigga. It is what it is.
Yeah. A24 is definitely one of my favorite studios, because they haven't missed. But I hope Marty Supreme isn't the first miss. I'm not gonna find out.
They put out hella movies now. I haven't seen them all, so I'm just saying, I'm sure they've missed, but they're doing a strategy of like, what, we're talking about movies, hell yeah. But they're putting out just like a lot of shit now. They're doing like, instead of like, we're gonna put 200 million into one movie, let's put 20 million into 10. I don't know if they're literally doing that, but that vibe.
I feel like who do you think is going to be the next big Black star out of Idris, Michael, and damn, I can't think of that, Jonathan Major?
The next, I think Idris is
he's solidified.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's finna be a wave of Black action movies. Like, I guarantee you, there's, in the next 3 years, we're finna see at least 10 Black action films, and that's what I predict. But who do you think is going to be the next star? I think that we have been lining up Michael B to be that. You know what I mean?
I mean, Michael B is not already there?
No, I don't think so. I don't think he's had his movie that is his action movie. Like, Sinners isn't an action movie. He's definitely told stories in movies, like, been in movies that tell stories.
You don't consider the fighting movies action movies?
Nah. Okay. Creed, like, what I mean, I'm talking about like guns and, like, you know what I mean? Sure. Like you know what I mean? Like the Patriot fucking action movie type shit. And so it's like,
when is he gonna be Jason Bourne, is what you mean?
Type shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. When is he gonna get his 007, his Black 007? You know what I mean? Because you know they always drop one. But yeah, I feel like there's going to be another wave of that, because we got to remember Denzel's on his way out.
More or less. How old is Denzel?
I'm not talking about like death, but I mean, like, he's finna stop. He hasn't stopped doing movies, but he's about to stop doing movies when I'm assuming, nigga got to be in the 70s.
Yeah,
and so
but
it's like
fucking Jack Nicklaus, all Robert De Niro, those niggas is like 90 doing movies and shit.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he won't ever stop, but they shouldn't be in movies still. Them niggas need to go home and get some rest. Niggas need to go home and get some rest.
I don't know. I mean, I don't be knowing who like the young Black stars is. I don't watch shit. I guess probably. What were you gonna say?
There's Damson Idris, the nigga from Snowfall. Okay, the treacherous nigga that you think is truly a nigga from California, till you hear that nigga talk in the interview and you like, the fuck is this?
Is Snowfall, that's Stars?
What
is that?
Hulu. Okay. It's on Hulu.
I think it's a 50 Cent show?
No. It's just it's an amazing story about the crack era, and then like Cohen, it like ties in COINTELPRO and like, was that Reagan and Reaganomics and shit? You know what I mean? It just ties in all the political and the cultural environment of the time really well. What is your issue, man? Sorry, my cat going crazy. I think it just ties all of that in together, like really, really well. So you can like truly get a grasp of like what the show is, the experience the show is trying to convey. You know what I mean? Because I do feel like Black directors and content creators like unintentionally always tell a message because the Black experience is a fucking story, a tragedy. You know what I mean? And so it's like it always comes off poetic like that. You know what I mean? And when you are able to truly get in your artistic bag and your creative bag and put a whole message together, you know what I mean? It always comes off very poetic. And I feel like I don't remember what got me there. What got me there?
The next generation of Black action stars or Black stars.
So there's Damson. Oh yeah, I was talking about Snowfall. There's Damson Idris. He's from Snowfall. Then there's the nigga from Get Out.
Oh yeah, he's weird. I heard he.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. It's hard to remember, and I don't want to slander the nigga's name, but he was on some weird shit. I remember that, but I know who you're talking about. Obviously, him. The other person who's in Get Out that I thought would be bigger by now. I thought Lakeith would be in more shit by now. He seems to be on some weird shit too, generally.
He just made himself too niche. I don't think he's weird. I think he's one of those people that is like uncomfortably Black, even for Black people.
Sure.
Because he says things where it's like, nigga, you know what I mean?
That's why I said he's weird. Not like a negative thing, but like too, like you said, too specific to be like a star. Like you're not willing to compromise who you are at all.
But also, he don't miss.
That's what I'm saying. I love it. He's a great actor. He seems like a nut, which is great.
But I think that's fair. I don't think that like I thought when Atlanta dropped, I thought the nigga who played Paperboy. Did you know he's British?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Don't that piss you off? Don't that piss you off?
Every single time. It makes me mad every single time.
Feel racist somehow. We're like, nah, don't come over here pretending to be us, buddy. Think you know how niggas from Atlanta sound. You from fucking Liverpool, dog. Get the fuck out of here.
But what's so funny is that they really do put a lot of effort into learning the culture and like learning the dialect and the slang and shit like that. Like they go at it.
Solidarity with UK niggas. I mean, for sure. Huh? I said solidarity with them niggas on the real. That shit just be pissing me off.
Yeah, it be pissing me off too. I'm like, man, it hurt every time for some reason. It's like,
well, it's like somehow, I thought I was smart, or it makes you feel like dumb, low key. You're like, I guess I should always know when he was British. I don't know. Guess
exactly the feeling. Like, damn.
And you're like, who else is British? Everyone right now. Let me hear you say "in it" or something. Line it up. You know who I could see? I'm only saying this because I just read the nigga's book. And he like the last. It's kind of cringe, but the last like quarter of the Kid Cudi memoir is about how much he's trying to. He's done a lot of stuff acting wise, and I could see him being like an actor people actually care about in like 5-10 years.
Is that what he was saying in the memoir?
Yeah, he's actually done a good bit of stuff. Nothing I'd ever seen, for the most part. It's a really interesting memoir.
What is it? How? I probably ain't gonna read it. So
yeah. I mean, it's just about his life, how he grew up, how he got on, meeting Kanye. He talks about all them niggas. Talks about Kanye. He talks about his relationship with Drake. The most fucked up thing about his relationship with Drake, I'll share, is basically Drake showed him a lot of love early in his career. He would always come around, be really positive and shit. And then like some shit happened where like Cudi was in the hospital or something, and Drake didn't reach out. And then like Drake tried to come around him later and just act like everything was cool. And Cudi was like, "Nah, man, you didn't reach out to me. I was in the hospital." Which, it's like if he doesn't really, if this is the guy, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna hate on a nigga for not, but whatever. I also understand. So they just kind of like quietly had beef. And I don't know if you remember at one point, Kid Cudi said something about Drake having ghostwriters, and then Drake dissed him on a record. But Drake dissed him on a record while Kid Cudi happened to be in rehab. So it was like a really bad look for Drake. And then, earnestly shocking, Kanye got them together, and they patched it up. And then, I Miss You Too? The song Cudi and Drake have together?
Yeah.
Beautiful. One of my favorite songs.
Beautiful. Fire. Yeah.
I can't believe it's their first song together, and it sounded that good. Crazy shit is, Cudi said, I sent him the vocals for that song. The song came out. Haven't heard from him to this day. Which is crazy.
It's very, it's very Drake. It's very Drake.
It's so, but like that's, you linked up like, as I almost was like, Drake's kind of, just the way he's like, it's all just about the music, man. Like, I'll do anything for a good song. I don't want to say I respect it, but that is a level of like,
dedication. Yeah. That's a level of dedication. Like. But I will say though, what's so funny about that collab, I had the same feeling. I was like, damn, I did not see this collab coming, and it's fucking fire. Mm-hmm. But it's funny that went that way, because I remember thinking about that. Like, did that nigga diss him? Like, when, like, he dissed him. Cudi don't really respond to no disses. He'll drop a fire ass album on you and then say a bunch of shit. Then you're like, damn, who's he talking about? But it's like he talking about everybody who dissed him. You know what I mean? And so it's like, but I was kind of blown away by the collab too. Fire shit though. But man, what if Kid Cudi was British? Would that make sense?
Would it? Based on what? What's your entry point in there?
Just because he's weird?
So you just think weird niggas are British? That's what we do.
Most British people are weird. Most British niggas are weird.
Man, you weird nigga. You do all this.
I am weird.
You're the one who was like, if we gotta give Eminem his flowers, we gotta give a little Dicky his flowers. Like,
what is so wild about it? What is so wild about that? That to me, that fits the same
feel
level
like
of
a certain segment of white people who will be like, man, what the fuck? White Protestants will be really pissed off with you. White Jews will fuck with you heavy for that.
But what's so funny is they both the same level of cringe.
No. I would say Eminem is more cringe, because Lil Dicky, is it cringe if you're doing cringe on purpose, or is it more cringe to be cringe? Is it more cringe doing cringe on purpose, or is it more cringe trying to be hard and being cringe? You know what I'm saying?
Definitely hard, trying to be hard and being cringe.
That's what I'm saying. So Eminem's more cringe, because Lil Dicky's going for cringe. Eminem's going for awfully hot coffee pot. I mean, it is what it is. You gotta call balls and strikes.
That got me. But
no, you got it.
I feel like it's more cringe. So if we giving him his flowers, how we not gonna give Dicky his flowers? You know what? Take it even a step further. How we not gonna give Bo Burnham and Weird Al their flowers?
Oh, I'm all about giving both of those. If we're talking artists here, it's probably Bo Burnham and Weird Al up here, a big gap, and then Eminem and Lil Dicky for me personally.
Bo is just a good artist. Yeah, Bo is a good artist.
So is Weird Al.
Yeah.
Like, what have you done here? Is this the conversation you want to be? You made me defend Weird Al. Like, I like Weird Al, but I'm not. That's not what I want to be doing on my show. You made me sing Chris Brown, defend Weird Al. It made me explain why people don't like Jack Harlow. Like, what do you mean?
Maybe I'm bringing out the inner you.
Is that a compliment? I don't know. I feel like I should be mad about that. Do you want to do one more quick topic before we get out of here?
Sure.
What do you think about Kai learning to read? Are you
Cenat?
Yeah, are you tapped into Kai learning to read or no?
What happened there?
He's basically like, I don't know. He quit streaming, but like the last week of him streaming, I guess he was just like learning to read. Not learning to read.
He can't read?
This is why I didn't want to say it wrong. You're gonna have to. FD just put up a pretty good.
Yeah. I was gonna watch it before we did the pod.
Yeah, basically he started practicing reading on stream, where he was like reading like kind of self-helpy, new age, vaguely pseudo-spiritual type books, and just like reading them out loud, and like every time he doesn't know a word, looking it up. And honestly,
did he do a lot of looking up?
A reasonable amount. He looked like it. And here's my thing, bro. It's because I just seen it on TikTok where people were like, "Dunk." It is one of the not rare. I feel like these issues happen more and more. It's one of the numerous stories of the modern age where everyone's take on it is bad. Every opinion I have, every opinion I see, everyone who's mad in one direction, even FD's video, I'm like, you didn't even really have a point. You were just like, like no one, like, you know what I mean? No one just has a regular take on it, which is kind of, I think, an interesting.
I'm still struggling to see the issue here. So the nigga was reading.
Yeah, and people are because half the people are making fun of him. Well,
was he struggling to read?
He was reading at. Imagine how well you think he reads is that well. You know what I mean? It's like again, like solid, not like no one like people. I wouldn't want to read on stream. You know, like that's not a good. I don't think anyone who doesn't do some sort of reading, like out loud every day.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like at least the nigga was reading.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's people who are like clowning him, and there's people who are like, this is a psyop, and then there's people I swear, and then I swear there's like people who are like, this is somehow damaging to the black community because so I was interested to hear your take because like I said, I haven't heard a good take on it since.
So from what I'm grasping, just from what you know, the nigga was not reading at top grade efficiency, but because he's black, people are roasting him, and black people feel uncomfortable about it because we feel like they saw a dumb nigga.
Yeah, but black people are mad too, is the thing. That's why I'm like,
why?
Everyone's just mad. Like black people, like I've just seen everyone of every color in every camp. Some black people like he's just trying to sell. Like the intellectual black people I've seen are like he's trying to sell something, or this is like the intellectual people are extremely cynical about it. Essentially, is what I'm saying.
It's a psyop.
It's a psyop. It's branding. It's some sort of marketing, yada, yada, yada. And then the dumb people, quote unquote, are like, look at this dumb person who can't read. You know what I mean? And I'm just in the middle like, do I have to have an opinion on it?
So, and
here we are talking about it. So like,
I could definitely, I'm gonna watch the video. I can definitely kind of grasp like the premise of the issue or what the issue would be. And I feel like we do got to get out of this space where like, I've been using this word a lot and it's been stuck in my mind a lot. Black people operate from a space of exceptionalism, but it's like it destroys the ego and self-esteem. Mm-hmm. Like it's designed to do that because of the country we live in and the system that we live under. So it's like exceptionalism is going to always make you feel less than because there's only so many Jay-Z's and Diddy's and Ja Morants and LeBron Jameses. You know what I mean? Not even to
Ja Morant's a crazy person to throw in there, but keep it pushing.
But there's only so many of those people, you know what I mean? And so it's like, with that being said, trying to strive for this level of exceptionalism that is genuinely only validated by white gaze and white perspective. And so it's like, I don't know, man. It's weird to me that we like do this thing. He's a young nigga. Mm. And my thing is, at least he not in his 30s trying to stream with young niggas and not reading and being a big dumb young nigga. I'm talking to you, Duke, but like it's
just most streamers.
this is fair. This is fair, but like at least he trying to do something that's not basic. But I guess to do something complex at a basic level is the same, I guess, as doing a basic thing on a complex level.
What do you mean?
Because like he clearly was trying to like, I don't want to say reading is complex, but like he clearly was trying to do something out of his norm and do something with a different energy attached to it and a different perspective attached to it. But he ain't the most efficient at that. You know what I mean? Clearly, he ain't the most efficient at that. So it's like, but is that just as bad as doing stuff in somewhat bad faith and with a dash of coonery? Like doing that in like an intentionally like overly glorified and like exuberant way for like clicks? Are they both bad? Is it bad to do a bad thing well? Is that just as bad as doing a good thing bad or doing a good thing poorly?
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. I guess, I mean, it's hard when it's just like as vague as good and bad, but I guess it's like better to do, I think it's probably always better to do a good thing bad, right? Because
you would think so, but like that's what I'm saying with the issue with exceptionalism is, because it's not in our community. Like if you're doing a good thing bad, we'll tell your ass don't do it at all. Sure. Like don't even try. You know what I mean? Like why did you do that in the first place? You know you suck at it type shit.
Yeah.
We don't allow the space for motherfuckers to get better at the good thing that they're not good at doing. And unless it's a sport, unless it's something that's gonna make you money. You know what I mean? So it's like if you suck at basketball, keep training, keep playing. You suck at sports, keep training, keep playing. You know what I mean? Even if it looks like you ain't gonna never be nothing. You ain't gonna never be pro. You ain't gonna never go semi-pro or nothing like that. Just keep trying. You know what I mean? We'll make all the space for that. But like, we not looking for the nigga to be a goddamn college professor or a scholar. He's fucking Cenat, the fucking famous rich black streamer. Like that. Like, what else do we really want or expect from him? You know what I mean? And so it's like, to me personally, I feel like we're doing ourselves and him a disservice by like throwing on this need for him to be superb. Granted, he's just reading. You know what I mean? Like I ain't gonna take away from this fact that like you want niggas to read good. You know what I mean? And so it's like, but I don't know. It's weird if people. I'm gonna watch the FD video, but it's weird if people are cynical about it and upset about it. That's just weird. Because like there is literally no space for either of those perspectives, considering what we're talking about. Like the nigga was reading. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
no, a certain part of me that has lived in our society at this point for long enough wants to be cynical about it. You know, like I can access the part of me that is like, this is some humiliation ritual for yada yada. You know what I mean? Whatever Hotep.
Is the world flipped upside down? Because I'm king cynical. And I don't feel any cynical energy for this. You know what I mean? Like
I don't tap into it, but I think I have a hard time not feeling cynical about anything in the world of like media and culture, I guess is what I'm trying to say, because of where we are in media and culture, where it's like everything that's posted online, and a stream is one of those things, is for attention or money ultimately. And if you're doing a thing for intention or money, and that thing is, you know, being a black person, reading in a way that might align with stereotypes that people have about black people, it is not illogical to think there is some sort of financial incentive we don't know about for you to do that. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to live there. I don't want to believe that. But that is the most cynical part of my brain doing the math.
I mean, but if the nigga was reading a book for money, is that really a problem?
No. But if you're doing it for money and not being upfront about it, I think I don't think that's a problem. But I think that's why people are potentially like being like, like, is there a ulterior motive we don't know about to this? That being said, as is presented now, like I said, I think it's an interesting social experiment in terms of like it just being this thing where, again, I've seen so many people yelling about it. And, like, I'll say in the comment section for, like, the FD video and another TikTok I saw, it's just, like, people being like, hey, I'm a black teacher. I just think it's cool to see a black role model for these kids reading. And that's a lot of people's sentiments. And that's the sentiment I land on at the end of the day. But it also feels like this crazy social experiment where it's like, black man reads, everyone loses their mind, and it's like, oh my god, like,
might be a psyop.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, what is happening here, guys?
But how are people more going more crazy about that than they are about Aiden? No, I don't know. Everybody was had a
people had their minute about Aiden. Yeah, Aiden he was all over the shit, and I think he is laying low. I can't
think so.
I can't care about Aiden Ross. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I can't.
I'm right there with you. I'm like, I just don't like. I am upset that that's the space that has been allowed to him for him to think that is comfortable doing that. Mm-hmm. But like, I don't have enough energy to care.
No,
I mean, I care about Dochi's respect, but I don't have enough energy to care about Aiden in particular. Like,
for sure, yeah.
I'm not finna go keep checking for the story.
Exactly. If it's a video by someone I really like talking about it, maybe. But otherwise, I'm not. I can't just be tapping into Aiden Ross. Yeah.
You know what I do love though?
Go for it.
I do love collateral white on white violence. Have you seen the little beef between him and Fantano?
They're beefing.
So, somewhat
nightmare blunt rotation.
So, what I know, because I fuck with Fantano. Mm-hmm. What I know happened was, Aiden said something on stream. He was like, I'm going to talk about this one last time and then watch all these people who've been talking about me, watch their engagement go down, and da-da-da-da-da-da. And then he was like, but particularly you, Anthony Fantano, fuck you, man. He was like, why do you say the N-word? And Fantano does have a sketchy history. Yeah. Like, I won't say a sketchy history. He was a young semi-racist white boy back in 2005 or whatever the fuck, teenage white boy, however the fuck old the nigga is. But what I will say is every time this conversation gets approached by him, he acknowledges it. He doesn't ever be like, oh man, y'all bugging. He's always been like, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
My bad. You know what I mean?
No, I thought FD had a great take on it where he's like, if that's in your past, just be willing to apologize and keep it pushing.
Every single time.
And it's not that hard. He makes, like, Anthony Fantano, it comes up once a year. People are like, oh, we found it. And he's like, yeah, my bad. Like, not even that trait. Like, hey, sorry. And I'm going to move on because, no, for sure. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you good. That's my point, though. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, that was Aiden's little stance. Like, why you say the N-word? Why you got that in your history? Da-da-da-da. And then, like Fantano responded with a video. And then basically did the weird "you're my son" thing to him. Like, it was the first time I've seen a white man son a white boy. Uh-huh. And Aiden is not a child. He's a grown-ass man. But it's the first time I've seen it. He, like, sunned him. Like, and I'm not saying it to dunk on Aiden or no shit, but the video is funny. So it's like just the way he goes about it is just funny to me. But they having their little spit or spat, and I love to see it. You know, I love to see collateral white on white violence.
I mean, shout out to White on White Crime. We're gonna put out this is the official podcast White on White Crime Challenge. If you listen to this show and you're white,
Go punch a white person.
Go punch a white person and record it, and you can be on the show next week. Do you have anything? Departing thoughts?
I can't believe you don't got Yachty at the top.
See, these are not departing thoughts. You're trying to you want niggas to engage you, and I'm not giving you the.
Nah. This parting thoughts. I just can't believe you don't got Yachty at the top. I can't believe you dare disrespect Sir 21 like that. Don't talking about he hasn't evolved.
Sir 21.
You know what I'm saying?
Boy.
Sir 21 of the Atlanta block.
My musket hate wankers. It kills me every time.
Yeah, no, you know. But that's about it. Your list is kind of wild. You know you need to change the little Dicky position.
Yeah,
we ain't gotta talk about that.
I assembled. First of all, I'm people won't hear because I'll edit this, but I actually made my list before the episode began so we could talk about it and not stop so we could make our list. But yeah, I did my list real quick while I was smoking. I didn't put a second thought into it, but yeah, Lil Dicky. I'm happy. This was a great conversation.
Nice episode, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, good to talk to you, bro. I'm in the recording. You all good?
Yes, sir. What about you?